Hey, what's up, guys? It is 11:26 p.m. my time. Just got back home probably about 10 or 15 minutes ago. What this video is, as you can see from the title, is called Door Dashing for Sats. And I had some interesting things happen today. I said, you know what? Let me just wind down and talk to my boys and tell them some stories. But this series, I'm going to make a playlist for it. This series is going to be when I come home after I DoorDash. I don't know if I'm going to do it every day, but something was calling for me to do it today, you know. And I just met some incredible people today. Some really, really interesting people. I'm a people person, man. I am. I really, really love people. And doing DoorDash has been a great experience for me. I've been doing it for a couple of years now, and I met the people I meet is just incredible. Real quick, let's see where we're at with the Bitcoin block height real quick. So I'd like to document that. Let's see. Okay, we're at 877,439. And then in Foundry USA, 14 minutes ago was FT2 pool. And then 3 minutes later, Foundry USA. Okay, I just like to know stuff like that. Okay, so anyways, yeah, I meet some very, very interesting people. And today I met some cool people. I met this one guy. I was doing a delivery. Where was I at? Was I at Dairy Queen? I think I was at Dairy Queen, and a guy walked in, and he was very, very polite. And he was like, "Are you next? Are you next?" I was like, "Oh no, I'm just waiting on a DoorDash." He goes, "Oh yeah, I just got done DoorDashing too." I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I made what do you say he made? He made 100 and something bucks in 4 hours." I was like, "Wow, that's pretty good, man." He's like, "Yeah, you know." And he started telling me all this stuff, and then we started talking about inflation or something. And then he's like, "Yeah, man, stuff's so expensive. I remember when I was a kid." He goes, "If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?" Because I think he thought I was a lot younger than him. And I said, "I am. I'll be 50 in a few days." He's like, "What?" He's like, "Well, I'll be 50 in the summer." I was like, "Okay." And he looked fairly young, but he did look a little older than me because I kind of look young for my age or whatever. And we got to talking, and I was like, "Yeah, man." I said, "You ever thought about Bitcoin?" And he goes, because that's my opportunity, right? We're talking about inflation. He goes, "Oh yeah, I bought that in 2017. I had three of them." I didn't ask him how many he had. He said he had three of them. I said, "You had three of them?" He goes, "Yeah, I got rid of them, and I can't be paying 100,000 bucks for a Bitcoin now, and blah blah blah." And you know me, Satoshi Saturday. I'm like, "Oh my god!" So then he goes, "But I got XRP now, so." I'm just like, "Oh, okay." He goes, "Yeah, I know you can buy a little piece of Bitcoin and stuff like that, but XRP is this and XRP is that." And I was like, "Okay." And then I tried to tell him a little something, and he basically said very nicely, he goes, "We got the XRP people, we got the Bitcoin people. So we're gonna see who's right." So basically he said, I know the spiel, you know what I mean? Because he got into Bitcoin before I did. I got into Bitcoin in 2021. So he got in 4 years before me. So and that was just very interesting to me. I was like, man, I wish I had my camera on. That would have been a cool exchange. Then I met a homeless man or a person without a home in front of a store. We were talking, and come to find, because I was waiting on an order. Come to find out, this guy was rich. He was rich, and he was showing me all these pictures in his phone. How he used to be rich. He used to be rich, and then he lost it all at the casino. And I can't tell you how many people I met like that. There's a lot of homeless people out here. And oh, by the way, I have seen the story about Trump Tower and the Tesla truck and stuff like that. And then I also seen the horrific story in New Orleans. I'll probably be talking about that tomorrow. Crazy stuff, man, crazy. We are living in crazy times, and people were talking about that. And it was busy today for DoorDash. Let's see what we made today. I did one, two, three. Let's see. We did. So this is the first set of orders I did. So what we have three deliveries, made a total of 2175. Pull your calculators out. Let's keep track. So 2175 plus one order for $20.50. That was a good order. Jeez. Oh, I remember that one. Okay, so where are we at? 40 something bucks. And then another one for 17, which is cool. This is why I do it. Let me show you. 13.50 in tips. And again, let me show the other ones. Uh and again, guys, I do this so I can buy Satoshis, right? And I work really hard at it. 43.75, same day, January 1st. Pretty good day today. Um $4 order, the next one. Because I turn it on and off the DoorDash. Then 11.50 for this one. This was a good one. And then this last one I did for 20 bucks. I delivered to this house up in the hills, a very, very wealthy neighborhood, man. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But the security guard tried to call, because they have to call up to the people in some of these really, really affluent places, and they weren't answering the phone. I said, "Do you want me to call him?" He's like, "Yeah." And he was getting all frustrated. The guy's like, "You shouldn't have to call. I'm supposed to call." So I called, and the guy picked up. And I said, "Hey man, I'm here at the front gate, and they wanted me to call you, but they've been trying to call you." He's like, "Oh yeah, my wife's sleeping, man. She's got the phone, and tell them it's okay." And the guy was kind of hesitant. The security guard, he's like, "I don't even know who that person is." And so I gave him the phone. He's like, "You're such and such." He's like, "Yeah, what's your address?" And he gave it to me. He's like, "Okay." So he did his due diligence. Anyways, I got up there, and the GPS had me wrong a little bit because the house was it was way up, but then it was up on a hill. And where the GPS took me was like underneath the house because the house was on the hill because the GPS doesn't know. So I had to go around, and he came outside. And this house, guys, is an unbelievable house, man. And he was a black dude, I mean, younger guy, and he comes, he's like, "Hey man, thanks a lot." And he gave me a good tip. The order was 20 bucks, and he gave me a $14 tip. So, what did he get? What did he order? He got a steak and shake, that burger place. And he had two drinks, so it was probably for him and his, I don't know, son or something. But he just came out there, he's just all nonchalant, dressed in a sweatsuit and stuff. And I was just thinking, man, this guy's got probably a lot of money, living in a house like that. I mean, this house was worth at least $5 or $6 million at the minimum. It could have been more. And I remember thinking to myself when I was talking to him, because he was really nice to me. He's like, "How was your New Year's, man?" And he was like talking to me and stuff. I was like, "It's cool, man." And the dichotomy between us, because my net worth is so much less than his, but he still was being nice to me. And I immediately thought back to the guy that was quote unquote homeless, and the difference between me and him, and now the difference between me and this guy I'm talking to. And the difference between me and the homeless man was a big gap, but it's not as big as gap as between me and the and that multimillionaire guy. But then immediately I started thinking about this. I always think about things through a Bitcoin perspective and why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I'm making a lot of sacrifices today, and every day I work 7 days a week. I'm thinking about taking Sunday off just to rest, but I don't know. I always say that, and then I can't help it because I'll get a notification from DoorDash, and then they'll tell me to go. But it was a very interesting little quick conversation. But the vibrations I got from the guy and his attitude and stuff, he was a really nice guy, really down to earth, and it just made me think like, man, I wonder, if this guy knows about Bitcoin. Is he making his, wealth through fiat and stuff like that? Obviously he is, but he could be a crypto millionaire. I don't know what he was, but he was younger. He was younger than me. I know that. They say black don't crack. He was a black dude, so I really couldn't tell how old he was. But if I had to guess, he was definitely younger than me. If I had to guess, he may have been mid 30s. If I had to guess, and it was just very interesting to be around that and be around his house and his neighborhood, and it makes your mind, think about it, because I go into a lot of these affluent neighborhoods, and like I said, I live in Las Vegas, and Las Vegas is very either way down or you're way up. I remember I read a book by Donald Trump and Robert Kiyosaki. It's called Why We Want You to Be Rich. And in that book, I read it in Las Vegas, by the way, here in Las Vegas. In 2007, I read that book. I had it. And it talked about the middle class disappearing, and the poor are getting poorer, the middle class is getting poor, and then the rich are getting richer. And that's true. You know what I mean? That was 17 years ago I read that book, and it's more true now than it was then. and the disparity of what's going on and our broken dollar and stuff. And for me to be able to buy Satoshis and us to be able to buy Satoshis is crazy. But I know that the amount of Satoshis I'm getting, so whatever I made today, minus little expenses and stuff, but we are getting, let's see, I'll show you on my phone instead of pulling it up. We're getting 1,044 Satoshis for $1 right now. Uh, and again, I buy every hour on the hour using the Strike app. I highly suggest you do it. And I wanted to say this, man. Bitcoin, buying Satoshis, guys, for me is like it's like being a drug addict. It really is. I can't stop working because I want more. You know what I mean? You know how a drug addict just keeps on hustling and boosting or whatever they're doing, or you know, a woman selling her body or whatever they're doing to get it. They just can't get enough, and that's how it is. The endorphins I get when my hourly buy hits on my phone, I can't tell you how that makes me feel, man. It literally is like a drug. You know what I mean? No matter what I set it at, if I set it at a dime, 10 cents an hour or 20 cents an hour or a dollar an hour or whatever you can afford. It's the endorphins and the uh, pleasure I feel. It's just incredible. So yeah, I just wanted to give you my thoughts on that. I met a lot of people today. It was a successful day. Excuse me. I set a goal and I think I hit it. 40, 22, 9, 80. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely hit that goal. 20, wait, 30. 40, 34. Yeah, so I hit that goal today, and I'm happy about that. I put a little to the side. Tomorrow I'm going to get my hair cut. Got to spend the money on that. Um, I haven't got my hair cut in a few weeks, as you could see, because when I get my hair cut, this all gets done. So tomorrow afternoon when you see me, when I do the BNN tomorrow, I'll have a haircut. But in the morning, morning to mid afternoon, I'm gonna maybe do one or two videos tomorrow. But yeah, so I just wanted to give you my thoughts on that real quick, thoughts on my day and everything else. But I want to do this so you can get to know me a little better as a human being, and also hopefully it can motivate you to maybe get a second gig, you know what I mean, and work harder on yourself than you do at your job. Even if you can only put 4 or 5 hours in a day, 2 hours a day, or whatever. Uh, you know, Door dashing isn't for everybody, but maybe you want to try it. Turn on one of these gig apps or anything you can to make some side money. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And if you guys want me to keep doing these, I will. Uh, only if you guys want me to do it. If you don't want me to, I'm not going to edit these or anything like that. I'm just going to put them up, a few times a week, maybe every day. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but something in my spirit was telling me to do it. So remember, guys, we are working for this money. It's the best money in the world. We know that. And that's why I make all these videos and dash for sats, because we already know uh, it's the best way to save. And for me, the only way to save. And that's Bitcoin. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love, guys.